from Stage 19 in Dallas, Texas. I want to talk to you about what happened today. I started my day like you did, finding out that the Republicans had lost control of the only speed bump the next administration has. There was going to be a rally today. Congress and some senators were going to challenge the vote. Then they're right. I actually thought it was pretty smart. I don't think it was going to change the outcome, but at least people could be heard. A hearing needs to happen. People need to feel like their voice matters, that their concerns are taken care of. And it did what I urged people not to do on yesterday's broadcast. It spiraled out of control, and we now have one woman dead. And I think we have been set back enormously. This is what the left has been begging for since 2008. I want to be really, really clear. I don't believe these were conservatives. They may have been Trump supporters, just like Richard Spencer is a Biden supporter. That doesn't mean every Biden supporter is a Nazi. Richard Spencer is. I don't think they were conservatives. I don't think they believe necessarily in the Constitution. If it comes out that, yep, that's who they are, they believe all the things that I believe, then they were wrong anyway. We must all condemn violence. We have a right to protest. We have a right to petition our government. And that shall not be taken away. However, violence gets you nothing. Nothing. Especially when the entire media and entire apparatus is wanting you to lash out. I pray that people will listen to Martin Luther King. And if anyone tells me, oh, well, he didn't have it like this. Oh, don't even start. There are two paths. The path of Gandhi, Jesus, and Martin Luther King, or the path of the Black Panthers, the path of Malcolm X. That was the violent path. It never works. Never. Now that I think I've clearly, as everybody agree, I've clearly condemned this. I cannot take the media, including Fox News, lecturing me about violence. I can't take it. How long did it take everyone in the media to start calling them insurrectionists, seditious? They're calling them insurgents now. Okay, so that's every Trump supporter? That's everybody who supports Trump? That's everybody that was there? What happened to the mostly peaceful protests? See, I want to take you through two things, the right and left, but that's not where we're going to leave it. The right and left. You want to know why this is happening? Can somebody hang up the phone in my ear, please? If you want to know why this is happening, first, let's just have a little review. Right and left. The right, the conservative right, believes in a few things: the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. Those are really important. And with the Bill of Rights comes responsibility, peaceful protests. We believe in these things. We believe in the rule of law, true justice, not social justice, redemption. I've made mistakes. I can apologize. I can change and move forward. That's not what critical theory teaches. Critical theory teaches you're white, you're condemned, and you'll always be condemned. We used to believe in the DOJ, the court system. We used to believe in college educations, the police, Congress, media. And we used to believe in live and let live. Well, I don't believe in that. 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 We don't believe in that anymore. We don't believe in true justice anymore. Now, the left, these people who have been standing up peacefully for almost 20 years now, have been ignored and mocked, called names, bigot, racist, insurrectionist, seditious. You're a conspiracy theorist if you believe in anything that the media tells you is not so. Gee, that Hunter Biden thing seemed to work out, didn't it? The left has called the last two Republican presidents illegitimate. That's 3 out of 5 elections in the last 20 years. They have said selected, not elected. They have said voter fraud. They were planning this. But it didn't turn out that their guy lost. They don't believe in the rule of law anymore. Ukraine, Hillary Clinton's emails, Hunter Biden's emails, the Russia scandal, the laptop. There's no consequence for anybody anymore. Antifa, no consequence. Mostly peaceful. Cars are on fire behind you. I can recognize violence. I can recognize people that are out of control. They were out of control in the Capitol today, and they were out of control in city after city, day after day, night after night, almost the entire summer. Call a spade a spade. Wrong is wrong, always wrong. And the media, and God, I could not take Joe Biden today coming out and lecturing me about how violence must be squashed immediately. Where were you all summer, Senator? Promote and dismissing violence, Portland, Minneapolis, even the shooting at the baseball diamond. This guy who was a Bernie Sanders organizer went and tried to kill every Republican. Everyone. Nobody even remembers it anymore. Today, within minutes, this was called the worst attack on the Capitol and the worst thing to happen to our republic since 1812. One more thing. Is there anyone within the sound of my voice that actually believes that this woman who was shot, she was unarmed, she was carrying a flag. Was she in the wrong place? Yes. Was she surrounded by people who were doing the wrong things? Yes. I don't know anything about her. But she didn't deserve to die. She was shot by Capitol Police or Secret Service, somebody with a gun, and it wasn't a protester. Yet all you hear about is one death because of the riots. Is there anybody, anywhere on the face of the planet that believes that the headline would read, as it does now, woman shot and killed in Capitol protest? Do you think it would read that way if this had been Antifa or BLM? You and I know there'd be riots all across the country if the headline would have been peaceful protester shot by Capitol Police and killed. Now, this is what right and left is. Let me show you right and wrong, because people on the right apparently need to know this as well. I don't think conservatives do, but I do believe that there are people on the right, it's obvious from to what happened today, need to hear this too. Right. What is right? What is true? The Bill of Rights. We're all created equal. We all have certain rights, not given to us by the government, but given to us by God. Equal and blind justice. I don't care if you're Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton. You break the law, you go to jail just like everyone else. Rule of law. What's right is right. What's wrong is wrong. And it doesn't matter who's doing it. The right to nonviolent protest. Protest to quote Chris Cuomo on CNN, who made this rule that all protests have to be nonviolent. Really, Chris? I've always believed in that, and I still believe in it when people who are supposedly on my side do it. They're wrong. Why don't you try saying that, Chris? listening to people, listening to voters. We've been mocked and ridiculed and called names and blamed for everything, called every name. Listen to people. See, it's not the Democrats that are just doing that. It's also the Republicans. Kindness and the American principle of live and let live. I don't care who you vote for. We used to believe in these things, all of us. But the left doesn't. Now, this isn't about the left and right. This is about right and wrong. These things are right. These are wrong. Government granting rights, social justice, how you're born, rulers are above law, violent protesters, mocking and labeling half the country, actually talking about them as if they're animals. Hatred and control. Those things are wrong. And I don't care which side does it. These things are right. Now, let me remind you that not everybody on the left is a godless animal, and not everybody on the right is a Nazi. I believe there's a handful of each. Think of a football field. Here are the end zones, left and right. Well, here are the radicals, and here are the radicals. And you know where you are? Probably somewhere here. Those aren't radicals. Those are people who disagree with each other, but we're still on the field. And we are being allowed to be ruled by these people. Everything. If you're on the right, the guys who went in to try to storm the Capitol, that's this guy too. No, it's not. No, it's not. I have told you since 2008, you have to be aware of who you're standing next to. Just because they agree with you on one issue doesn't make them somebody you want to follow. So why would good people follow and go in? Because they're desperate. They don't feel like anybody's listening to them. They feel like they're gum on the bottom of the representatives, the Senate, the president, somebody's shoe. Nobody cares. They're mocked and ridiculed by everyone. They're constantly called names, and the media does nothing but grind their nose into it. That's why it happened. But that's not an excuse. I am so angry with the people who went in and did this. So angry. Do you realize what you've done? Do you realize how far you've set us back? You might be a Trump supporter. But that's not what all Trump supporters are like. You are not a conservative. You're a crazy man. And for those people who were chanting, whose house? Our house? Yeah, it's our house. My house too. 75 million people who voted for Donald Trump. That's their house too. You don't go into Nancy Pelosi's office and put your frickin' feet up on the desk. You don't do it. Why? Because that's the people's building. It belongs to all of us, left and right. I disavow, I stand against, and if that's what people who believe in the Constitution want to do, I will have nothing to do with you. But I know better. That is not what people who believe in the Constitution actually stand up and want to do and want to become. We will not become everything we despise.